Welcome everybody. You're here with Gull Khan and I am a money mindset expert, and I help entrepreneurs to break free from the limiting beliefs, to reverse the money shame, and to blast away the money blocks so that they can live a life of limited abundance. And I have the privilege and the honor here today to be speaking to the one and only Sabine Matharu, who is a client and a friend and an associate as well. We've got future projects planned, and she has had fantastic results with my Millionaire Mindset Mastermind. So we're here to discuss about that, discuss about her results, discuss how how she found the actual mastermind, and how it's propelled and helped her business. So welcome, Sabine. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you doing today?
So much. Very well. Thank you so much, Gull, for inviting me. And of course, I'm very, very happy to share my experiences. And I think it's going to be really interesting because I come from the corporate world, as you know, and I'm very much a project manager. I've not really been very much in tune with my energies, and I haven't really had that sort of belief before I actually met you and before I kind of ventured into seeking for more, because I tell you, and you know that when I got my own business too, and things just didn't flow. No. And although I know all the strategies, I have all the tools, I know my marketing stuff, and that's what I teach as well, but something just wasn't right. It just wasn't flowing.
Yeah. So before we get into all of the good stuff, tell us, in your words, what you do and what, where you, obviously you mentioned your corporate background, but just give us a brief introduction to who you are and what you do.
Okay. Well, in the corporate world, as I already said, I'm a project manager and a consultant. So I love that side of things. I'm a very strong advocate for women in leadership. I'm running virtual summits at the moment with a view to do events next year for women in leadership. So I'm also building an empowerment portal for women and in future men in leadership as well. So I love doing training and coaching. I mean, I guess my sort of core was doing sort of business startup and growth, because when I stepped out of corporate and I wanted to do more, literally because I felt I was kind of boxed in and I wanted to just have a bigger impact. Okay, so I went out and started my business, but it was a minefield. And after years of lots of shiny objects and lots of detours, I then realized, hey, I think I could teach others, especially mums who want to go back to work or who want to start their own business and just work around the family, how to actually start and grow their business like fast track. And that's what I do. So I've created Reach for Greatness, which is a platform for women, run by women as well, in business, to help and support exactly that. So I've kind of like, I know you're probably going to ask me, so what happened? It's like, it's literally the magic open up. So I'll let you ask for further questions. I'm sure we're going to get to.
So let's start with before. So let's do before and during and after scenario. So what happened to you before you actually started working with me? And I know before the mastermind, you were in my other boot camp before as well. But so what happened to you before you were working with me? What happened? So let's start with that first. Yeah. So what happened before?
Yeah. As I kind of mentioned before, I had all the business strategies. I was like following blueprints and, I did all these programs and courses and followed these gurus and put all these things in place. Okay. But it just, I just didn't have a lot of clients. I mean, it just didn't flow. And I thought, something's wrong. Something wasn't quite working. Okay. That's where I was. I was stuck, literally stuck. And I thought, I can't put my finger on it.
So, I mean, I know this is the scenario that I find a lot of my clients that come to me. They have the skills, they have the know-how, then they have all the tools and resources available to them, but somehow there's something missing and they can't move forward. And it's always like one step forward and 10 steps back. And that's the kind of scenario we're in. So tell us, what happened to you when you started working with me? What happened, during the mastermind and, you're working with me in a boot camp as well?
So with everything you do, Gull, you have answers for everything, and you have such powerful speeches as well. And I love the fact that you always kind of talk about a subject and then you do the clearing.
Yeah.
And the clearing is just something, I can't really describe what it is. It just does something to you. It's just it's an outer body experience.
Yeah.
but it's great because it relates to a real topic, a talk. So what I realized when you talked about different things like, we're looking at past, when a childhood, sort of
early paradigms,
false beliefs, that the way we've grown up, what our parents have told us, and I had a lot of things I had to actually work on and kind of came up for me around that has actually manifested in some money blocks, and I guess in my business blocks, in other words as well. So that it was extremely insightful, and just sort of throwing that up, and you gave us exercises as well to journal and additional visualizations. It was and still is, when we're going through that, it's just all this internal work, all the things that are coming up, and you sort of past it, and you're giving us new beliefs. I think one of the things you've done recently was the beliefs workshops, the 50 beliefs. I just love that. It was just amazing.
That's the bonus that people get for who start the mastermind. So that's a separate course, but it comes along with the mastermind, so you get to have access to that as well. It is 50, so it's 100. It's actually not 50. It's 100 limiting beliefs.
100,
100 limiting beliefs.
Well, it's even that's it's crazy, and it's just so resonates with me. Like every single belief is like, oh my gosh, now if I think about it, it's so true. And it's silly in that way, that we were brought up with those beliefs.
So let's talk about your results first, and then we'll come back and talk about the clearings, because they are really out of the world. And it's a bit, if you're not familiar with energy healing or energy clearing or that kind of spiritual stuff, it may be a bit boo, and for you, especially coming from a logical corporate background, it's very difficult to understand or comprehend that kind of stuff. So we'll talk about it in a bit. But let's talk about your results. So what kind of results have you got? And I know you've been doing phenomenally well. You are doing exceptionally well. So I'm quite keen to hear and share with everybody your results.
Well, my business has completely turned around. I mean, absolutely. I went from 0 to over 100 clients in 90 days.
I know, fantastic. Yes.
It was incredible. It's just, I just kind of stepped into my power, and I've shaken off some false beliefs. I've shaken off my mask, and I've shaken off the fact that I wanted to be perfect, and because of perfectionism I procrastinated a lot. I wasn't visible, I wasn't speaking my truth, I was hiding, I was kind of not being self-confident, and it's really helped me step out and really discover what I was good at and what I enjoyed doing, and hence I then started to reach out to or the right people came to me as well, and many projects had unfolded, like an online TV program, like a mastermind, like a paid membership. And
your book, your best-selling book. Your best-selling book. So book, by the way, so Sabine wrote, organized it. She started writing this. So you were the one who actually initiated it. And then she brought in how many, I think 24 other women. And so you put this book together with 25 women in, but it was done by yourself, called, what was the book called?
Rise. So it's the first out of 4. Mm-hmm. This one's called Rise in Pursuit of Empowerment. And really, it was, I think I became more aware of and maybe listened more to my intuition, and I got more in touch with, I guess, what I now call the universe. And believe me, I was always saying this, I'm a project manager, I've come from corporate world, I see things pretty black and white, and to me this is all new, but I do believe there's another side, and this was why I had all these blocks. But when I listened to wherever I got this message one morning, I was like, I gotta write a book with 100 women, and I need to help them become visible too, and share that message of, we're sharing, of course, our own stories of how, we've got women in there who suffered depression, who had many redundancies, who turned their lives around, and I think it's really beautiful. And that message came, certainly through my inner work and through listening to what it was that I needed to do in life.
And it became a best-selling book in 20 categories. It was phenomenal success. And you've gone on to do radio interviews from that, and having talks. You recently did a talk in Dell head office as well.
Yes.
Dell head office. I mean, the work.
The talks.
Yeah.
A few more books in the pipeline now as well.
So phenomenal results. I mean, I'm super proud, and I can see a journey, the graph. You've grown from the last, from last year till now. And I think since being in the mastermind since January, it's just gone exponentially, just blown up, pretty much, isn't it?
Exactly. But we've been working together for longer than that. I mean, pretty much it was a pivotal point.
It was last year, yeah. So last year we started working together, but then we joined the mastermind in January, and the book was released during that time during the masterminds in the last of the last few months. So it's been, I mean, I've seen the journey. It's been phenomenal growth, and I couldn't be more proud, and I couldn't be more happier for you. And you had a 4K one day, so you had, I think you told me that you lost one project, which was bringing you not much, about £700. And the very next day you made £4,000 in one day.
Made it all up, yeah, exactly. It's just all possible. And what I would say as well, I guess if you are kind of busy, if even if you are working still in corporate and you're building a business on the side or what have you, I think it's really good to do some energy clearing on a regular basis, because you get in touch with so many other people who may have negative energies, and you kind of you want to cut some of those cords.
Yes.
Right? Because you every day when you're in there, and I'm still in there as well, doing my stuff, and but people see me as a different person. Absolutely. I'm not stressed out. I am very I'm not taking things personally anymore. Right.
We do a lot of forgiveness lessons because of that, so that helps to actually let go of a lot of your baggage. So yeah,
absolutely. And I see things from a different perspective now.
I know. You have to, because for you to change your external reality, you have to change your internal reality. So the mastermind and every other work that I do is so focused on changing our inner world and making sure we work from the inside out. And when you do that, you're more empowered, you're more centered, and you're more confident in yourself. And therefore, your outside reality begins to shift. And it does pretty rapidly. I mean, we only started working together a year ago. And if I look at your work now, it's unrecognizable where you were there and where you are now. And I think, remember when we first spoke, you were looking to go back to work. You weren't sure if the online business for you, even though you had all the knowledge and you were phenomenal in the amount of knowledge and understanding and the funnels and everything. You had all the tools there. And I was thinking, no, don't give up. There's just a few blocks. If you can remove them, your business exploded. And that's exactly what happened. Your business exploded, and I'm super, super proud of you. So let's talk a bit about the clearings. Now we go back to the clearings. My modality for energy clearing is very, very unique to me. It's not very common, and some people know about it. It's not using music, and it's not using EFT and other sort of forms. It's actually using my modality, which is my voice, the words, the tonality of my voice, and the speed at which I speak, because I'm gifted with speaking at 100 miles per hour. I speak at sonic speed. But that becomes part of my modality. So how did you find the clearings, and how did you find that energy clearing with me?
As I said, it just transports you into a different dimension. And thank God you're actually telling people not to listen to your words and that you're channeling, because in the beginning I was like, what's going on? Is super powerful. I mean, I've had several clearings at different methodologies, and I find yours is probably the most powerful one I have experienced.
Thank you.
Yeah, and it's very and it's funny because you're doing 2 rounds. One is the negative round.
I always do a negative round. Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. You just pretty much talk about all the negatives, and we all feel really drained and horrible, right?
Yeah. That's the negative round. Yeah.
And if you'd stop there, we'd be that would it wouldn't feel right. And then you do a positive round.
Yeah.
So you kind of almost suck in all the negatives out, and you're injecting this positivity.
Yeah.
And afterwards, we're all so refreshed and it's just amazing,
Thank you.
And I because I wouldn't recommend to listen to it whilst you're on a train or driving. I mean, literally, this is not something like this. You need to really be relaxed, and quite often I would just really drift off.
Yeah.
And I would wake. I mean, I don't think I was sleeping or anything like this, but I would kind of come back when you finish off. So subconsciously, something is going on subconsciously.
Yeah.
And I would actually know what was going on.
Yeah, I mean, the idea is that the way I design these clearings and the way the way the energy flows around it is we knock out your conscious mind pretty much. If you do fall asleep, or sometimes you're not falling asleep, but you're consciously not awake anymore, and your subconscious gets a deep down cleansing, and then by the end, your subconscious mind knows it's finishing, so it wakes up your conscious mind again, and you sort of come back into bed and think, what happened? But that's actually good deep down cleansing, and that's what we need to do, because we're working on your subconscious mind, and also the energy. And the subconscious mind is where all the negativity and all the past beliefs and ideas are based, because the subconscious mind controls you. So we work with the psychology, and we work with energy combined. Mm-hmm. And obviously this is where we get things moving. And that's, and then obviously you feel the physical symptoms as well, because you do get pains, you get your head starts spinning, we get the physical symptoms, and that's all part of the process. And I always say that's a good thing, because that actually gives you validation that the energy clearings are working for you, and it's okay, you get through it. So I think pretty much everyone by the end of the positive round has cleared their whatever physical symptoms they're feeling, but they are tired and they are drained. But that's a good thing, again, because I always say when you've done energy clearing, it's like running through a marathon. That's why your body's so tired. So it's about taking care of yourself, about going in, sleeping, maybe having a nap, and allowing the energy to integrate with your the rest of your energy, and so just so you can come at the other end, which is fabulous. Mm-hmm. So say to me, if somebody was thinking about joining but wasn't sure, what would you say to them? Because obviously mastermind, it requires time commitment, because you do have to give the weekly. I mean, we do it. We have 1 week of clearing, 1 week we have the manifestation call. Let's talk about manifestation. So how did you find the manifestation call, which is a very unique concept? Nobody else I know does this, and this is my own device that I've made up. This manifestation course. How do you find that?
So I find it really reassuring and relaxing as well. So it's literally sending your wish to the universe.
Yes, it is.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's a, yeah, I feel like a different person after the manifestation call. I also remember, and I think it's very similar to what you did, the 21-day visualizations.
Yeah, the good one. Yeah.
And I just love listening to those again, because you go to this place, you actually create the space that you want to have, like that you dream of. And I have my dream house by the beach.
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, I was doing some banners for I don't know, I can't remember, it was book launch or something. And I was just looking at some soccer images, and that house randomly just was on that page with pictures of, I don't know, what was I looking for? It was starry image. Yeah, it was stars, but that house was in there, and I was like, why is that labeled somehow like
incorrectly? But if you were showing you, that's your house. It's coming.
It's so weird. It was so weird. Yeah. But since then, yeah, I've also, started to collect pictures like this, because I believe that when you become really super clear in terms of what you want to manifest, that those things will really manifest much quicker.
Of course, I mean that was part of it. It's one of the final clearings in the mastermind, because the clearing's gone for 6 months, alternative weekly, and so week 10 clearing for mastermind is always all about vision boards, and that's where all these pictures will come in handy. Yes. I don't do vision boards and tell them, because I think it's counterproductive, because you have all the blocks which will block your manifestation. So it's better to get clear all the blocks first, and then we focus on manifesting. Yeah. It's fabulous. So if somebody was on the fence and saying, well, this requires too much time commitment, it requires like at least once a week. You have to either join live or watch the replays, and there's a clearing session and there's a session, and then on the other week when it's a manifestation call, you do actually, that's a live manifestation call. You can't really get the benefit if we don't attend live. So if somebody says, well, I'm really busy between my work and my kids and my family and my life, I don't think I have the time or the money, or the financial commitment. I can't really make the time or the financial commitment to do this mastermind. What would you say to that person?
Oh gosh, that's gonna be a long answer. Look, I mean, I got 2 children. I have 3 businesses.
Yeah.
And from their perspective, time, I don't really watch much TV, right? I choose not to watch, and I know a lot of people maybe watching dramas and Netflix and even bad news. They like the news. It's like, how is it going to enhance your life?
Yeah.
And if you think about going to the gym, say, I mean, you will actually carve out some time for the gym, you have some money for the gym. So this is like the gym for your brain or for your mind. And just think about how much return on investment you could get if you get these money blocks out of your way.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then truly explode your business long term. And 1 hour a week and maybe a bit of journaling, I don't think it's that much time commitment if you kind of just cut out the Netflix and all the bits that are not going to move you forward in your business and in your life. Then I don't think it's that much of a commitment.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree with that, Alpha. It's a year, because the mastermind does last a year, so it's a year-long commitment, because that's your commitment to yourself rather than the mastermind. Yeah. Because at the end of you'll start seeing the transformation before, but by the end of the year, your life will transformed completely, and your business will be set out the way you want, your personal life, and you'll be much happier and calmer. I think you owe it to yourself. If you do want to change your life, you need to do something differently, because if you carry on doing the same things, you're going to get the same results. As I say, the problem, the way you've been thinking, the way you're behaving, if they got you into some sort of a deep hell or a predicament, thinking in the same way is not going to get you out. So you have to think differently, you have to behave differently, and for that you need to change your energy, and that's why the mastermind can come and really support you, which is fabulous. Thank you so much, Sabine. So Sabine, tell us, okay, so where can we find you, and where can we actually see what you do and how you can help us? If somebody watching who wants to get some help and wants a business coach, or I think you have an amazing portal, where can they find you and how can they get in contact with you? Please give us all your social media handles and your website.
Oh, okay. Well, definitely I have a free Facebook group. If you look for Reach for Greatness TV, my business page is Reach for Greatness as well. So there is also always a freebie there that you can download and get in touch with me. I am just working on the empowerment portal as well, which
is really powerful.
Include different resources. I'm also on LinkedIn around that. I'm doing a Women in Leadership virtual summit, so if you just look up my name, you will find it, and in the description somewhere in the about, I actually have a group there, a link to the LinkedIn group, and I think I should have some posts as well about the portal, or at least I will be posting in that group as well. So that lives more on LinkedIn at this moment in time. But it's in very early stages, and the great thing, anyone who wants to get involved in the early stages, of course, will get early bird discount, and this portal is not a standstill. It will be developing,
dynamic.
It will grow over time, and much more resources will be available every day.
Okay, fabulous. Good. So any parting comments for somebody who's watching still and who wants to know, well, Sabine, I'm quite sure, but any particular reason, any one thing that you want to say that if they're about the mastermind or working with me, that comes to mind?
If someone's watched all the way up to here, then I believe you're pretty serious about yourself and investing in yourself and in your future. And I guess it's up to say, take the leap. Because how else are you going to change your life and your business if you are not going to do something different and get some help? I've been there before. I tried to do DIY stuff all the time. I don't have the money and all that. But as soon as I decided to actually invest in a coach, that's when things went very different. I mean, it's very, very different, especially with you, Go. I mean, you are available as well on a one-to-one, and it's not just you're going to watch a video and then you need to go and implement something. It is a handheld sort of mastermind, right?
Yeah, it is.
You're not alone, and if something comes up for you, you can have a discussion around that.
Yeah. I mean, we will be having the clearings will be on as replays, but every clearing, so as the clearing is released and they're able to go and watch the clearing, there is a Q&A that particular week. So the idea is for them to watch the clearing, watch the session, and come and ask me questions and let me know how else can I help them, how else I can clear something more for them. And just by being in my energy and the way that I am, it clears people. So that's the point behind it. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Sabine. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you with us and to discuss and to to talk about your experience of the mastermind. And hopefully everybody who does join will actually get to meet you, because by the way, it's only been 6 months. So we opened the mastermind in December and we started in January. So Sabine's only halfway through. So Sabine will be with us until next January anyway. So anybody else who comes will actually get to meet you, Sabine, too. Well,
Absolutely.
thank you so much, Sabine, and hopefully we'll get some more people in and we'll have this party started again.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Gull, and continue the amazing work that you do. You're a unicorn in that sense.
Thank you. I like that. I like unicorn. I really like unicorn. Thank you. Thank you for that sweet compliment, my lovely. And everybody else, will be back another time with somebody else, another member of the mastermind. I won't call the alumni because I haven't finished yet, but another member of the mastermind who will share their experience of what's been like working with me during the mastermind over the last 6 months. Until then, take care and bye for now.